Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is Penapple and today I am taking on Spring Sims Springs Challenge. This is the second one, and so if you're interested in this build you can download it off of the gallery. My origin ID is penappleYT, and so for this build basically he picked out a house that had a picture of it from the front and then the floor plan, and your task was to recreate that in The Sims and trying to stick to the floor plan, but you could do any style that you wanted. So I went with a more like Tudor style, and before I forget, definitely go check out Spring Sims channel. He is such a sweetheart and his content is really fun. But anyways, I will link him down below, just so you know. I'm like gesturing like I'm really hardcore gesturing right now. Anyways, I feel like that happens a lot with a lot of YouTubers. We forget that you can't actually see us, which is probably for the better. But anyways, wow, my intros every time. But this house, I am proud to say, is actually just base game and get to work. I think. Yeah, it is. I double checked. And so I'm really proud of myself because it was a little hard to limit myself, but it's been such a long time since I've done really a base game and something only build. Like, I mean, not that long, because when the fitness stuff pack came out, I did that. And I did that for a couple of the rooms for the Parenthood, and I did that series of teen rooms. But it's just been a while since I built like a whole like house, and so I figured I'd do that. And it's especially because I feel like by now most people have Get to Work because it's one of the expansion packs. It's been out for a while. But anyways, so I had a little bit of a struggle with the roofing here because I tried to use the copy tool, and I guess what I figured out is the copy tool doesn't work to keep the angle of the roofing if you size it down. So like if it's 4 squares wide and you size it down to like 3 squares, it loses the angle, I think, based whether or not it's odd or even tiles. I don't know if I'm right on that, but that's kind of what I think was going on, but I had a little bit of struggles with it. But yeah, I really like, I've only done one more of these challenges, Rory Sims, but I do like the idea of taking this challenge on and then trying to really change these like fundamental style of the house without changing the layout. And so like for the last one, I turned it from like a modern home into a sort of classical Spanish architecture type home, and this time I tried to turn it into a Tudor type home, and I hope it worked out good. This house is really interesting for me. Especially with the interior, I was trying to go for a style that I don't often do, and so I don't know how well I succeeded, but I did kind of try and go for just like, it's a lot more neutral than I usually do, and honestly it kind of reminds me a lot of Little Simsies type of decor per se sort of thing. But yeah, I had a lot of fun doing this. I love these challenges, but like I feel, oh my gosh, all my last builds, like 2 weeks ago I did the Sims with Disabilities hashtag build, and then I did Irrelevant Sims mid-century challenge, and then now I'm doing Spring Sims, so just a series. I mean, I guess I no longer am able to come up with anything on my own, I guess. But yeah, oh goodness. But yeah, I don't know what the next build is going to be. I am, by this time, I swear to goodness gracious, I should be moved into my new home. If I'm not, I'm gonna scream. The moving process has just been really long and arduous. I talked about it in my last video, but I am trying to record ahead. So hopefully I'm there, and hopefully my computer is set up. I'm really nervous about the move with my computer. Ooh, I'm gonna really try and be careful with it. I'm gonna try and back up all of my files, but eek, scary. Also, I'm gonna have to like reset up everything when I get to the new apartment, and I'm actually gonna change my desk. Nothing exciting. I'm literally taking our dining room table and I'm turning it into our desk because we never use our dining room table. And it's bigger. Yeah, I'm like getting rid of the dining room chairs, but not the table, and I'm getting rid of my desk. So it's gonna be a bit bigger. Hopefully that'll be nice. But yeah, here you can see what I was trying to figure out with the roofing. Like the angles got slightly off, and I don't know why. And it was really annoying. Yeah, super annoying. But yeah, where am I? I think we're about to get to the interior soon. I feel like this challenge was actually a bit harder than I thought it would be, just because of the dimensions of the house. They were like, because it's really hard to recreate actual structures in The Sims because you can't do things in half squares. So everything has to be like 1 square wide, and most things like aren't actually. So I feel like the house kind of got spread out a bit more width-wise than it would have, so that it, you know, I feel like I'm not explaining it very well. But basically, it's not the exact dimensions, and I am blaming the dynamics of The Sims and not myself, but I could probably blame myself. But here you can see I guess this sort of cream-y, beigey plus light blue and dark brown is sort of like a French country style, I think. I don't know. My mom is actually redoing her kitchen, and those are kind of the colors that she picked, and the lady there told her it's a French style, I think. Wow, this is such a really great tangent. But yeah, I'm really excited to post pictures of her kitchen when it's all done, because I've had that same kitchen ever since I was born. But yeah, and just so you know, in case you didn't notice, I wanted to put the sink underneath the window because that's how it was in the original floor plan. And so what I did was I took the end pieces of the countertop, like the left and the right, and I just sort of bracketed a counter that I put in the middle. And I thought it worked really smoothly. Like, I think if you look really closely, there's a little bit of clipping, but I have a pretty low tolerance for clipping, and I was okay with it. So I think it would work for most people. Yeah, I have almost like zero tolerance for clipping in The Sims, like, especially because I do all of my panoramic. Is that even how you pronounce it? Panoramic. That's a panoramic. I don't know. But anyways, I do a lot of those, and so it's a lot more noticeable when you do it that way. But yeah, I'm actually, I am planning on doing a how-to for how I do my panoramic shots. There, I think I said it better that way. I was trying not to think about myself saying it. And I think I'll do that, and then depending on how well that goes over, I might then do a video on how I then put together the intros, because I think it deserves its own sort of thing. But I've gotten a few requests for how I do that, so just so you guys know, that's the plan. I just decided to do it after I was done with the move and a bit more settled. That, and I will be doing another Ghibli build. Yay, I'm so excited. I took a poll on Twitter, and I offered up Kiki's Delivery Service Bakery, Hal's Moving Castle, the hat shop in that, Ponyo's house, or I guess Sasuke's house, although Ponyo does end up living with him. And then the Valley of the Wind from Nausicaa. And so I'm definitely going to get to all of those at some point, but I had my Twitter peoples vote to see which one they wanted to see first, and Kiki's won. I love Twitter polls. Like, I'm actually a little bit like low-key obsessed with them. I think they're like a lot of fun, and I really like seeing how, like, what pulls ahead of other things. And yeah, but that living room is kind of awkward in that it doesn't have a 3-seater sofa when it really could easily fit one, and that's how I would have done it, but that wasn't how it looked on the floor plan, which I don't know if the bedroom conforms to that. I forget. I forget now. But all the other rooms I tried. But there's like a little walk-in closet, and I did end up adding a laundry room. I am so ready for laundry rooms. Like, I'm for the actual laundry machines, because I'm really tired of making my fake ones, and they all look like really old. Like, the way I've decided I like to make laundry machines, they look really old. Although I didn't do what I normally do, which I forgot to add the ovens, which make it look like they're little knobs, but I use these light things, and I think that just looks like really old. But anyways, it looks okay. I like how it turned out. It's just, I like the added realism of adding a laundry room, but it is a bit of a waste of space. And if I had been building this, like, not trying to follow a floor plan, I don't think I would have added a laundry room, just because I've done it a few times, and so I'm kind of over it. But yeah, I think it turned out okay. But oh yeah, for this closet, so yeah, that never gets any flooring. So what I do is I record my build and I speed it up, and then I actually cut out spots where I've done long pauses. And so while I'm doing that, I take notes to remember to talk about things, because I'm useless otherwise. I don't know what to say. And so while I was doing it, I was like, I saw that wasn't like colored, and I like wrote in my notes like, oh, don't worry guys, I totally go back and color it. And then, like, as I watched the rest of the video, I'm like, oh my god, I didn't go back and color that. So I then crossed it out, and I was like, you didn't color that. But I had already posted to the gallery. There's also there's a piece of wallpaper I missed, and I'm so ashamed. This build only took me 2 hours, and I think I was rushing it a bit, but it ends up being about 94,000 simoleons, so I still managed to pack a lot of stuff in there. But I really love how this bathroom turned out. It's kind of odd, just with trying to recreate the sort of larger bath. But I think I like how it turned out. It's interesting. It's got character, and I like the little makeup station. I like kind of how I made a bridge between the two sinks. Yes. Excuse me, I had to burp again. I'm recording this one right after I did last week's build, because I got them all ready, and so I'm still suffering from those milk burps. Super attractive. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you should go check out last week's build, where I built a soda shop and then burped profusely. I only burped once, I think. But yeah. This room here is another kind of example of a bit of a waste of space. I think if I hadn't have been trying to conform to the floor plan so strictly, I probably would have maybe added a shower in here. I don't know, it's kind of a big place for a shower, but it is just kind of a waste of a room, just with the way The Sims works. But all in all, I think this house turned out really cute, and I'm really proud of myself for sort of trying to embrace a style I guess I don't usually do. You guys can let me know, like, if you're like, actually, Penapple, this looks exactly like all your other builds. You didn't change your style at all. You can let me know that. Maybe be nicer though. Oh goodness. But I kind of forgot that we had a globe that wasn't a bar. And here, I really love this. It was kind of a joke. I have a rooster above a rooster. It's a rooster fest. I don't know why. It kind of makes sense. My aunt, I have an aunt who just really loves chickens. Like, she doesn't have any chickens. She doesn't live on a farm. She just really likes chickens. And so she has a whole bunch of like decorative plates and like a whole bunch of like artwork of chickens, and and they're only in the kitchen too, is the thing. So she has a chicken themed kitchen, and she recently remodeled hers. So that was like an active choice. You know, my mom, that aunt is my mom's sister. My mom has a bathroom that she remodeled a while back, and that one has a turtle theme. So I guess it runs in the family. Oh my gosh, you know what this means? It means when I am a middle-aged woman, I am going to redo a room in my house, and it's going to be pug themed. Oh goodness, that'll be fun. Either that or maybe like hedgehogs or something. But I really like what I did here, adding little shelving. It's a little clipped, like I said, but I don't know, something about this build, I was kind of just letting things slide a bit. But here is the sort of computer desk area, and I did this because the desk in the layout looked kind of curved, or, you know, like that, and so I thought I could recreate it with the countertops, and so I really like how that turned out. But yeah, oh my gosh, I've been sitting on this build for so long. Like, with the move, I feel like everything is all like planning ahead with like no like follow through. Like at one point I was like on Twitter, I was like, hey guys, I have like three works in progress and 2 finished builds, and I have no idea when I'm ever gonna do any speed builds. But part of the hard thing about getting speed builds ready for myself, or for me, is the intro, just because that's one of it takes some time. Each intro probably takes like at least an hour, at least, I think, because I have to film all the panoramic shots, and so that usually takes about at least a half hour, I think, and I end up with like anywhere from 10 to even 20 minutes of footage that I have to shift through and like choose what footage I want, and then I have to put it together, and it's a process, and I try and have new music for every build, and but I love how this intro turned out, and like the musical cue, like towards the very end, like the trees start bouncing when the music gets hopping. That sounded so funny and I loved it. The trees start bouncing when the music gets hopping. Well, that didn't sound good at all. I tried to be cool and failed miserably. Oh, don't look at me. Another reason why it's really good that I don't have a face cam. I did a face reveal on Twitter, if you want to go check out what I look like. Yeah, it's a nice picture of me. A lot of people said my smile looks nice, and that was pleasant of them to have said. But oh goodness, this is what happens when you go too long without recording voiceovers. And I've heard this from a lot of YouTubers, recording voiceovers is definitely a skill, and it's something that you quickly lose. It's a skill that quickly goes away if you don't cultivate it and like maintain it. But yeah, so this is interesting. I had no idea this was going to happen, but I kind of like was doing like this little arbor thing, and I was like, oh, maybe a pool would look cool here. And so I put the pool down and these little things too, and I liked how it looked, and the whole thing traveled. Like I could just move it around anywhere I wanted, and I was not expecting that. It was like a room, and it was just really exciting. And so I really wish I could have it diagonal, but I couldn't, and I didn't think it'd work that way. But I really like how it turned out. I wasn't quite sure where to put it, so I ended up putting it over here. And honestly, that's like the world's most pathetic pool for actually swimming in, but I thought it looked really cute, so I kept it. I definitely tried to go a bit more minimalist for this build, partially for time's sake, but also just because, I don't know, that end it is the limited with the base game and the get to work only, but I really like how it turned out. I do. I'm like sitting here contentedly sighing, like, huh, yeah, that is a good build. 10 out of 10 would do again. Yes, building. Wow. Whew, are we almost done yet? Don't get me wrong, I love doing voiceovers. I actually really do. They're really fun, and I like talking about stuff in my life, although I don't think I really talked about too much in this one, but they're also difficult. But I tried to keep, I don't even know what I'm saying with the landscaping. I really just kind of went for it. Oh goodness. You know, when I first started doing voiceovers, I actually used to pause a lot, like every 5 to 10 minutes, and then I try and match it up to sound like I didn't pause, so you can really tell with my first builds, like, because sometimes I'd mess up and I'd cut myself off and stuff like that. But now I've gotten used to like actually just like going for it, like go for the whole 20 minutes, you can do it. Obviously not. So yeah, but anyways, we're coming up on the end of the build finally. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this build. If you did, feel free to give me a like, a comment, or subscribe, especially if you're interested in being notified as when my next build is. But yeah, I hope you guys are all having a really great day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!